Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Snacks and Raps. I'm your host, RHIPS, and it's good to be back, man. Today we have another special guest, and it's the one and only, the homie, a beat maker extraordinaire. You'll get to, sample some of his stuff, maybe during the podcast, maybe I'll insert some after the clips, but y'all probably already heard of him out there, making his noise. So let me introduce my good friend and brother and fellow noisemaker here, J-Matik.
Yo, what up, Rips?
What up, man?
Yo, what's up, Snacks and Raps? Thank you, man. It's an honor to be here, bro.
Absolutely,
appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for accepting the invite. Getting you out. I know you're a hard person to catch. moving stealthily.
Yeah. I know. This is this has been in the works. I was talking about this, and I'm glad that it's finally here, man. So
yeah.
Same, so thank you again, man. Appreciate it. Glad to be here, brother.
Same, man. I'm just I say that with all like the admiration that I have for the beat making that happens and what comes out of that. Like, dang, this fool. Yeah, you really be getting down with some, like some of the beats that I be hearing are out of this world.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's my pleasure to have you, man. And really, like I said, it's just, conversation, Snacks and Raps is pretty much about like just bringing folks on and, not just the homies, but like folks that have like are contributing to the community in more ways than just music, but also like, let's bring in the musicians, let's bring in the producers, because they're also contributing, to keeping the community like motivated, inspired, or like looking forward to new sound, new vibes to catch, So I feel like as a producer, you have that kind of ability over a crowd, to be able to move them or like get them to sink into a vibe, So
yeah.
With that, like kind of want to give some background to our folks, like some of y'all might not know who J-Matik is, so let's give them a little rundown. Who are you? Where'd you, like emerge from?
Yeah, man. For sure.
All that good stuff, that the basics.
Sure, man. Well, my name is J-Matik. I'm represent South Central Los Angeles, man. Born and raised. I've been making beats for about more than 10 years. I get into about a good 15 years now, man. Started when I was 17. I'm 31 now. But yeah, man, it all started in a garage in South Central, man. My cousin, Roulette Regime, shout out to him, Drunk Nomad. It all started with a Kai MPC 2500, man. So that's where I first started making beats. Got to learn the whole, I was fortunate enough to have my older cousin, show me the ropes and teach me how to sample, how to chop, how to record, like pretty much, everything on the Akai. So started there, and, as I grew up a little bit, I kind of stopped making beats. Had a, how life, you got to grow up, shit, grown up shit. And then
started adulting.
Yeah, adult, exactly, man. Then after that, found out I was going to be a dad, man. So ever since late 2013, early 2014 is when I got back into making beats. So I was like, man, I'm going to be a pops, man. So, what I want to do I wanted to show him like, damn, this is my pops right here. So what am I good at? And of course, music has always been a part of my life ever since I can remember, man. And, 2014 is when I got back into making beats. And ever since then, I've had a couple hiatuses, stepped away from the scene, like personal reasons, and I'm trying to finally get myself back into the scene, man, and finally put out some content, man, because I know that's where I've been lacking, and that's where that's some of the goals that I have in putting content out, putting projects out, and I haven't really been able to put all my time and like dedication into making that happen, but little by little, man, little achievements, little goals, little victories. A little brick by brick, brother.
Yeah.
So,
that's funny. That actually reminds me of a quote that I just heard recently that was like, vibing with me, and it was like micro hustle and macro patience. So have like baby steps,
Yeah.
but like have the freaking patience of the size of the world kind of thing,
Yeah, exactly, man.
So, but because something's being birthed there, or something's like growing. So, keep at it,
Yeah,
So
sure, man.
that's what I'm hearing you, saying, that you just been taking baby steps, but keeping at it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's what's
but
up.
can't keep taking too many baby steps.
Hey.
You gotta get up and start walking. So,
Yeah.
But
so you can start running, right?
exactly. Yeah, man.
I feel you.
Get the ball on the road, man. But
Well, talk a little bit about those early moments, man. Like what inspired you to get into, doing the music? I know you talked about, your older cousin helping out and stuff,
Yeah.
kind of showing you the way. Like what happened during that time for you?
shit, well, man, where it actually really all started, man, was on 51st and McKinley.
There you go.
My older cousins, I have 3 older cousins who my mom and I think I was around 6, 7 years old. My mom and I were living with my aunt. So my 3 older cousins were actually in a band. The band was called Devious. Still remember that name, man. Their band was called Devious. And my cousin, Drunk Nomad, he was a drummer, pretty dope drummer, man. So I was always just hanging around them, man, in the back in the garage, just watching them practice. And then just little by little started getting on the drums, picked it up, and
sick.
Yeah, man. So it's it's crazy, man. It's so many memories just thinking about that house right there. And from there, it just evolved. That started getting into beat machines and like listening like hip hop and like rock music. So a little, it's kind of where it started for me, man. That's where my inspirations, like a lot of like rock and roll and like the early hip hop. I like that boom bap, like that rugged sound. Like that. Yeah.
Was it mostly like the rock stuff? What were you listening to during that time? Like one track or two that sticks out for you, and on the hip hop and heavy metal or rock side,
So I used my favorite band when I was growing up was always Nirvana.
Okay,
heck yeah, man, Nirvana. I used to love. I used to love Nirvana and just Nirvana, Metallica. That's what my cousins, whatever my cousins were into at the time. That's what I was. Yeah. So it's just they've inspired me a lot. Throughout my life in music. So. Much love to them and shout out to them as well. And yeah, bro. Shit.
That's what's up. Heck yeah. What about on the hip hop side? Like what track?
Yeah. Okay. So here's I'll tell a little story here, man. How I got my name, J-Matik. Okay. So I was at the time when I started making beats, I was trying to come up with names. At the time I was calling myself the Ill Chemic. I was inspired by because I used to like listen to a lot of Alchemist beats, man.
I was about to say Alchemist.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like the Ill Chemic, but it was like, nah, I gotta, I was like, nah, I can't do that. That's Alchemist is already pretty much like you said, like sounds sort of similar. So
I mean, but no one's gonna know, and everyone always calls him the Alchemist.
Yeah.
Never the Chemist.
Yeah, right. Shit. But yeah, man. So one of the first how I got introduced to hip hop was I got my first album I ever heard was Nas's Illmatic.
Okay.
Yeah, so once I heard that, man, like just the first New York State of Mind, Primo, DJ Premier, fucking Nas, man, just
lost.
Beauty, man, bro,
just lost it.
Yeah, and the whole album, Just like, man, I remember listening to that.
That's a journey, yeah.
Yeah, I was really young too, man. Like I'm not like 14, 15. So then a couple years later, I was like, when I was trying to find a name, I was going through the Hill Chemic and all that. And one day I'm sitting outside on the porch with my cousin trying to come up with names. And my other cousin just comes out of nowhere, comes outside, and there's like a chalkboard outside. And he just comes out and he grabs it. He just writes on the board. She's like, I got it. He wrote on the board, J-Matik, M-A-T-I-K. I was like, damn.
He did get it.
Yeah.
Huh? He's like, sure did have it.
And ever since then, man, I've been J-Matik, man, and it's pretty dope, man.
Dang, that's what's up. Heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's kind of how it happens. Sometimes always someone, kind of gives you the name.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Or is there to help you kind of generate that name,
Yeah,
That's what's up. Heck yeah.
Definitely, man.
Shout out to that cousin, man.
Yeah, man. My cousin Jason, man. Shout out to him. La Chamba.
Oh, Jason
Shout out
gave
to
you
La
the
Chamba.
name.
Yeah,
nice. Man. Jason's out there like...
But yeah, brother.
That's what's up. Yeah, shout out to La Chamba, man.
La Chamba, definitely.
Heck yeah. So you've pretty much like blessed to be surrounded with like musicians of all kinds of sorts, or like music,
Definitely.
a deep love for music in general, you know. And um, when did you know you wanted to like continue doing it? Like, where you're just like, you know, this is my calling. Like, this is me. You know, this is what I'm good at. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think ever since I got into making beats, man, I remember, I really just fucking loved it, man. Just like,
Yeah.
man, like I would be in school, like not even thinking about school. I just couldn't wait to get home and make beats, and I actually remember just like writing rhymes in school too, and like, man, just like the love for music, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, boy, I think ever since I think I was about 17, and yeah, man, yeah.
When did the rhyme start coming into play?
Uh, I think like back in middle school, bro. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
like I had a couple friends in middle school that would always hang out. We would always try to, act like we knew how to rhyme, but at the whole time we were always saying, spitting rhymes that were, songs that were on the radio and show we were spitting
Okay.
other artists' rhymes,
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's when it kind of started. I remember once I had a poem. I think I had a turn in the school, and I think that's where it started. I really took it serious, and I think it came out pretty dope. And it was pretty funny because my friend, those friends that I would always hang out with, and we tried to, spit and all, and they couldn't believe that I actually wrote like something that was pretty dope, and they thought I had took that from somebody, but
yeah,
that was
like plagiarism.
Yeah,
like,
exactly, man, some plagiarism. But no, that was original.
That.
That was some original content.
Yeah.
I think Tupac, was responsible for that inspiration at the time, back then.
Yeah, no, that's what artists do. We inspire each other. We kind of borrow from each other too at time to time to generate something new or something, from that. You know,
yeah,
that's what's up. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, and Tupac was definitely one of our favorite artists at the time in middle school. So yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, no, he was a poet too, man.
Definitely
like a great writer. Yeah, a lot of feeling.
Still bumping all the time to this day.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I remember All Eyes on Me was one of those albums that like really captivated me and was like South Central head, because I was born and raised in South Central too and stuff, right? On 57th and like Central Ave and shit, so a lot of activity. A lot of activity, But I remember hearing that album and just looking at the world differently.
Exactly,
so I can imagine what it did for you as well, So a testament to the strength of Tupac's pen, So that's super dope, man. Let's moving forward a little bit, man. What was that one moment for you, or talk about that like, yo, I'm part of a group. I'm making beats now. I'm like I'm going from loving it and this being a hobby, right, to more like I think I want to be out there making beats like for different peoples. Or what was that experience for you? Like what was that first like moment of like, all right, I'm switching gears here.
Cool. At the time, I was let me see, 17, like around 17 years old. Let me see.
Yeah, so that's like end of high school-ish, right?
Yeah, like right. Yeah. So let me see. I still remember. My cousin, Drunk Nomad, he met a couple MCs that he knew from when he was like in school and stuff like that. His names were Carlos Beachild. Rest in peace, man. He's a good friend of mine. And another homie, Ivan, Mad Proof. Another homie, Sicko Mouse. And we ended up eventually being a little group called the Guerrilla Warfare. And I started on Trinity Ave in South Central, man. Adams in Trinity Ave. So that's pretty much kind of how I got into like, okay, not now. I'm not just making beats. Now I'm kind of like, trying to put content out there. And man, those are some of like the good old days, man. Like I remember I used to live down the street from where we would always hang out right there on Trinity Ave. And my friend Carlos, he's I would say that he's responsible for a lot of motivation and inspiring me to,
that's what's up,
letting me know like because I always had older homies, man. Like I always hung out with a lot of older people. So I was like 17 at the time. They were like in their 20s. And Carlos, he would always tell me, man, like when I would show him some of my rhymes, and he would always tell me like, man, like, like don't ever stop, man. Like you got a gift, bro. Like making beats and with the rhymes, like just keep at it. Unfortunately though, he got sick and he passed away, man, in 2013.
Mm.
And ever since then, like kind of like that kind of took an effect on like as far as me making music, like kind of lost inspiration, and didn't really like we kind of like broke up. The group kind of like separated a bit, and
Okay.
but yeah, man. But other than that, that's the only time I think I've really been a part of like as far as like a group,
Yeah.
But ever since then, just been like trying to make features, I guess, do collabs with other artists. And at the time, when I was 17, I also linked up with Chemo the Blaxican. Shout out to him, Delinquent Habits. It's crazy how I met him too. I met him through MySpace, man. Remember MySpace back then?
Man, MySpace. Yeah, MySpace. That was something, man.
So I hit him up, man. I hit him up on MySpace. Yeah, sent him a message. Yeah, dude. I was like,
did you have one of those artist pages with your tracks on there or what?
I think so, man.
Or
yeah, remember the music page?
Yeah,
one of the music pages. Yeah,
remember those?
And I just remember hitting him up and like, hey, Kimo, how's it going, man? Like, I'm a fan of your music, and I was like, just wondering if I can send you some beats.
Right.
And he actually got back to me, man. He's like, yeah, hey, how's it going, man? Appreciate that. He sent me his email. So I sent him some tracks. And a couple days later, man, he got back to me. He's like,
for reals? Okay.
Yeah, he was like, yo, man, so I just listened to your beats, and I got to tell you, man, like, they really stand out. Like, I have a lot of people that send me material, and like, your sound really stands out. And sound is like,
at 17.
Definitely sounds like some Delinquent Habits. I was like, so to hear that from him, I was like, oh, damn, that's cool, man.
And you already knew Chemo the Blaxican, and who
they were. Yeah, I remember the first time. Yeah.
And that popular ass song of theirs.
Exactly. Yeah, man. And then he actually invited me to his home and his studio out in Norwalk. And remember at the time I was like 17, so I couldn't drive. So I had my cousin, drive me up there. We're in an old little Nissan. I forgot what kind of car, man, that actually started to overheat on us on the way over there, man. So we had to pull over.
It's a long trek, man. From South Central to Norwalk?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
On the 105, I still remember we had to get off, man, and fucking put some water in it because it started giving us some problems. But we made it, man, and we made it to Chemo's, and it was cool. I was fortunate to have a couple of tracks on his album and a couple of tracks on the Delinquent Habits album too. So that's
which dope. Album was that?
His solo album was Upside of Struggle. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 tracks I produced on there. Be Free, and which I think was the single, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And The Gathering, which was featured with Sick Jackin. Yeah. And then Delinquent Habits, It Could Be Round 2. I produced La Voz and How It Started. Yeah. Okay. And those beats, man, those are some of the beats that I had, sent to him way back, man. So for real. Yeah. So he had those beats like way for like more than 10 years, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say a decade at least.
More than 10 years.
Your shit aged like fine wine there. I heard those and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I made those in South Central, bro, in the garage in South Central, man. Those beats, I still remember, man.
Damn. Dang.
It's crazy.
Talk about time capsule and capturing a type of energy for you. Once that beat, hits play, you hear something, everyone else hears it too, but you just are probably brought back. You're like transported back to like that time, that energy, that youthfulness too of like, yo, I'm exploring on how to get this done and stuff, So it must be a trip hearing it, it's something today that's being used, like.
Yeah, and then like you said, it definitely is, man, because I still remember, like I said, like very vividly. I was on my way home with my cousin Jason. We were I forgot where we were coming from, but he had a bunch of CDs, old CDs, we're just going through them. And I remember finding the sample for La Voz. I remember we got back to the house, man. We just pulled into the driveway. I remember just going straight to the garage.
Damn, like that.
And yeah, man. And man, yeah, I still remember making
those beats. In, get that sample.
Yeah, get it and start, to work. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Crazy.
That's how it is, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So talk about your creative process a little bit, man. Like what's that like for you? Is it, does it just happen as the day goes, or do you create the space? Like what's it like for you?
It all depends, man. Like you said, different types of the day, the environment, the mood I'm in sometimes. But mostly it just starts with like just digging for samples mostly, trying to find like some that just like that one sound that I just hear, like I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to work on right now. This is what I want to try to flip. See, Like yesterday, made a beat yesterday, so a little different from the way I usually make beats. I started off with the drums first, and after that, I just I think it's found like a cool little sample and a cool little part of a song that I kind of chopped up, so like some keys, and I just put that in there, and then after that, I just put some the bass, and then my drums, and I started with the drums, then the keys. Yeah, it's crazy, man, because it's usually it depends, man. Like just like how you just how you feel, It's like it's I don't really like to say how I do this and this. It just depends on how I feel, and like sometimes it'll be a dope ass sample.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll just be the drums or whatever, and then
it's like, but either way,
sometimes
it's a cake.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like a layered process for you, then, But it depends on like what inspires that mood for you, or like that creative spark.
Exactly.
Okay. Nice, man. I think it was around that time too for me when I met you, right? Like around the guerrilla warfare time too, because I remember doing stuff with like the Inner City Dwellers and me and Vida. It was a 2-man crew at first, and then we brought Survive in.
Shout out to Vida, man.
Yeah,
Inner City Dwellers too. So
yeah,
man. Fuerza.
Everybody.
Survive,
man.
Yeah, everybody, man.
Yeah, Brasa,
yeah.
I just saw Survive yesterday too.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
But I remember, like hearing those beats during that time, and I don't remember seeing you initially, there. And then I started, kind of being like, "Who's the producer?" And and they're like, "Oh, that's J-Matik," And then I ended up like meeting your cousin like a little time, after that. Jason, through like mutual friends and like overlapping like circles and stuff, right? And then similar work, because we both did a lot of work like in the nonprofit space, and and we kind of just run into each other in the world meetings or whatever, right? And he would tell me, it's like, "Hey, I see you're doing music," and like he would jam out, at that time, like with Arturo and all his friends and stuff,
Arturo,
I think that's how I met him actually, through Arturo, because I got introduced to Arturo, and then he's like, "Yo, I got a good friend in LA, this and that." He's like, "You should meet him," and then they came together or whatever. This was a while back too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this was a while back. Yeah. And then, I mean, you surface, bro. You kind of just was like, "Oh, I happened to run into him before the connection was solidified,"
Yeah.
And I just remember hearing your sound, bro. And I was like, "Damn, blown away." Just like the how captivating it was, like your sound, and it still is, at that time, and then fast forwarding a little bit, right past those couple years. I remember then still doing our thing, right? At that time, running across Mezcalito, like that was his name before now. Like Viva Mezcal.
Yeah, shout out to Mezcal, man.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember he was doing work with you at that point.
We did Strange Rumblings in Aslan.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And those beats too, man. I made like when I was 17 too, man. All those beats. Yeah, and then
so you had already a vault of stuff you've had made before, during that time.
Yeah, that just never got used. And when I linked up with Mezcal, he listened to those beats, and man, that project was dope.
Yeah, man. Well, your beats is what that brings out of people, man. Like
shout out to Mezcal though, man. That was that was the first project I think I've actually like put out, like as
like through and through,
yeah,
from track one to
okay. Yeah, man. Dang, it was
how did you two link? How did that happen? How did that magic happen for y'all?
Cool, man. So like I said, through the homies guerrilla warfare, we had another homie that was always with us, the homie Miguel, Mike One, very good friend of mine, and he was always he was a good friends with Carlos too, and that's how I met Mezcalito, because he's a homie Miguel worked at Roosevelt. He works at Roosevelt. He's still a teacher. He works at Roosevelt, and then I think I'm not sure how he met Mezcal, but I think through I think Mezcal went to Roosevelt, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if that's how they met through school or some event. But I think Mezcal was emceeing at the time. And I think my friend Miguel, I think that's how you heard him, because Mezcal was emceeing. He's like, "Yo, man, I got this homie that I want you to meet. Makes beats, J-Matik." So we linked up. Went to his house out in Boyle Heights. Played him those tracks, man, and the rest is history. Yeah, man. And all those tracks, all the tracks on the strings rumblings in Aslan were from like 17. But there's one track, the last one, the ugly MC. That one we made on the spot at his house. I still remember coming over, and I remember we had just smoked a little, and then we were just zoning out, man. And I just got on the keys, and then, had a little melody, and then just made the beat on the spot, and he wrote to it, then we had Survive come through and do the cuts on that track. So
was that your first time meeting Survive?
Man. Yeah.
You're like, who's this fool?
Yeah. I still remember how
bringing all his shit.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when he had that like big ass.
I was about to say, fool, I hated his ass for that shit, because it was me and Vida lugging that shit, and then it has those like wire, like little metal like rings that are like key links and shit, or chain links.
Yeah.
You have to grab it from there, and that's all you do. Like 3 fingers. You can't get more in there and shit, And
so they're giving you
blisters. Bro, we had to like walk like on like UCLA campus from like the parking lot to like where we're performing and shit. I'll be like fucking cursing Survive out. I'm like, bastard, man.
Yeah.
We got no roadies, fool. This is like the groundwork, Fuck, like throw it on your back, fool. Strap it in and
for
shit,
real.
like a backpack.
Exactly, man.
It was like big, like 4 foot by like 2.5 or something like that.
Something crazy like that, bro, man. I still remember ridiculous. That's why the first time I met him, he was coming to do the cuts. Yeah, he was coming to do the cuts, and he showed up with Killer Tech. Yeah, shout out to Killer Tech. I still remember.
Okay.
He put up with Killer Tech.
You probably got picked up by him.
Probably, he put up with Killer Tech. Because I had just put up, we showed up at the same time. So when I put up, I seen them pulling up, and then just him getting the big ass coffin out of Killer Tech's car.
Pulling a big old object out the trunk and shit. Like,
for real, bro. What the fuck is this?
Turntables.
But yeah, man. I still remember that project we did, man. Strings Rumblings, and it's been I think we did that in 2015, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks.
You're getting old, bro.
Yeah, man. Time flies, man. Shout out to Mezcal. He's been one of them people on my list I want to work with again.
Continue working with, yeah.
And then shout out to you guys in Inner City Dwellers. I know we got some stuff that was in the works too.
Yeah, man.
That we still haven't got around to.
Yeah.
Let me see. Shout out to Mad Max. I know I got a song with him and J Rose that I did back then.
Okay.
Just a bunch of MCs, man. Shout out to Seco Soldado. I got a track that a couple tracks I think I produced for his album Anomaly.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That's also through for the Seco Soldado stuff. That's also through
Chemo's.
Yeah, right.
Or Chemo's label. Symbolic. I'm sorry. Symbolic's production is his production company, but Nova Lane. Nova Lane Studios. Damn, why can't I think of Dead Silence Records? Damn, I can't think. Yeah, shout out to Dead Silence, man. Yeah. Breezewood La Conectas on the label, right? Too. Yeah, they're on the label too. Shout out to them.
That's crazy.
Let me see. I did a track. Shout out to RBX, the legendary RBX. I got a track with him, man. That I did. And it was crazy how I met him too, man. That was a pretty cool
talk
story.
about that, man.
Okay, so my cousin Angel, Roulette Regime, Drunk Nomad, he was working at Staples Center at the time, and he one of his coworkers was named Big Rock. He was an MC and shit, and he's like, he would tell him all the time, like, yeah, man, I'm coming out with an album with RBX and this and that. And then my cousin, he's like, yeah, you know anybody that got beats? And he was talking about me. He's like, yeah, man, my little cousin. So I remember he came home one day and he was like, yo, man, like, give me some beats on the CD real quick. I'm gonna shoot him to the homie Big Rock. He said he knows RBX and this and that. I was like, what? I was like, okay, cool. So I showed him, got a couple tracks together, put on a CD. The next day, took it to work. And gave it to him, whatever. And he picked the track from one of those beats. He picked the track and then made an album. It was called Make It Rain Bullet Shells. Yeah, but the name of the group was called Concrete Criminals. I still remember that day, man. My cousin and I went to a studio in somewhere on like somewhere by the beach, man. I don't know exactly where, but it was a nice studio. His name was Chris Guns. I still remember the engineer dude.
Oh shit!
He had a pretty nice studio, man, out of his house. And yeah, man, that was a pretty cool track. And I remember just seeing RBX walk in, tall ass dude, man. I just seen him walk in. I was like, oh shit.
Wait, taller than you, fool? Because you're like 6'2" and shit.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't that tall at the time, I think.
You're like 5'11".
Yeah. But yeah, remember just seeing him coming in. I was like, oh shit, that's really RBX and shit. Fucking legend and shit. Yeah. And I remember just saying what's up to him, shaking his hand. Then he just got right to work, man. He didn't spit his verse. Yeah, spit his verse. Like I guess I don't know if he had it memorized already, but he just came in there, he was spinning it, and then he has that dark, like his voice is just so dope, man. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool.
And so you saw the whole thing go down, produced there and shit. That's
man. That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool experience. And I think all the stuff that I produced for Guerrilla Warfare and for Beach Out as well. He did some of his solo projects. A few tracks with him that that are really dope. And I still remember at that time too, when I was making beats, we had another homie, Eric, who his brother had a Roland Phantom. I don't know if you guys remember that machine. Is a keyboard, but it had so many dope ass sounds. Okay. And I was using that to make beats too. And I still remember Beach Out. He had a Pro Tools. Yeah, Pro Tools, and it's crazy, man, because I couldn't really figure out how to record on the Phantom. So the way we were recording, man, that I was doing the beats, Beach Out and I were doing that shit live, man. Like so.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would make the beat, and then I would just like punch the like. So how, like normal songs are like the intro and then the 4 bars, 16 bar verses and the hooks.
Yeah. So
we would be right. I would be next to him. He would be on Pro Tools. I'll be next to him on the Phantom, and then we'd fucking just record like that, man. So we do. So I muted like all the tracks that I wanted muted, and then like have like the intro, and then like bring everything like pretty much just punching everything in and out, all the sounds, and it's crazy how we did that, man. And I still have those tracks on MySpace, but I had an iPod that I got stolen, man. I had all my
one of those classic iPods.
Yeah, because the bricks and shit.
Yeah, I still have one.
Yeah, man, I had one of those, and I had a bunch of beats that I made like way back, a bunch of instrumentals, a bunch of Drunk Nomads beats that he had, like, man, just a bunch of stuff that I lost, and like
because you guys would collaborate on stuff too, right? Yeah.
Drunk Nomad, he has a lot of like pretty dope,
got some hits
beats.
too, man.
Yeah, man,
just be hiding them.
Yeah, man, for real.
Got to find that hard drive somewhere.
I know, right, man. But yeah, man, it's crazy. And then up until now, let me see.
Yeah, like what's in the works now?
Man?
I know you're quiet. You're quiet when you're cooking, So like I know, because I know you have a vault of stuff, right? But like when we have like soundbite sessions between like Disease, Warlock, and the rest of the producers that come through, like you come out with some like real dope shit that I haven't heard, or stuff that I've kind of heard you polish over time, Stu,
Yeah.
But like you always come with some new shit, So I know that that's just the tip of the iceberg, Like there's a lot more like body of work there, So
yeah.
What do you got cooking, man?
Man, just trying to get back into the beats, like I'm not as consistent as I'd like to be, and as I was like back then. Like I remember a few years ago, like 2017, 18. Man, I was like on a roll, man, like making at least like 5-6 beats a week, or like ideas that I had, like just chopping up samples and stuff like that. And then just some personal stuff happened. My pops passed away 2018, and ever since then I kind of just like lost the whole like motivation and like the whole inspiration, and like it's kind of hard to like I don't know, just kind of get out of that slump I was in, man. Like it's crazy, just dealing with like depression, anxiety, and it's crazy, man. But
hey, man, we're besides being creative people, like we're human beings, and I think sometimes we underestimate how heavy a situation can hit us, And then, bro, like dealing with grief and depression, like I'm glad you're speaking on it, one, because we do need to create more space like that. I think especially in like the artist community, to really like try to own that process, right? Like really like make space for us to share, because that's, man, like there's a lot of us that suffer in silence, whether it's like family passing or anything that's really impactful, and then people try to make depression like a thing that's not real. It's like, oh, your feelings, you're just feeling too much. Stop feeling.
Yeah,
It's not that, it's like big. It's bigger than that. It's like
it definitely is, man.
it's like somebody stole the sunshine and then it's just like replaced it with permanent clouds,
Exactly.
And it's like not your doing.
Yep.
You try to be like happy, but it comes back,
Yeah, and I always felt the same way, man. I was like, man, oh, man, how can people be depressed? I just they're in their feelings and this and that. But no, it's that shit's real, man. And anxiety, that shit's yeah, man. So yeah, all that, and then yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's already been 4 years since my pops passed, but I still remember, man. I'm never gonna forget. Much love to you and a lot of respect for you, bro, for you helping me do that show that we did for my dad to honor him, man.
Man.
That's I think one of the highlights of my career. Like ever since I've been in the music game, like seeing all the people that showed up, to show their support.
And shout out to everybody that showed up, man.
Man, it's a fucking let me see if I'm sorry if I leave anybody out, man, but shout out let me see. Shout out to Home and Disease. Fucking let me see, TUS. I remember they were there. Homies McGrady, Mentality, Stern.
Everyone.
The homies Fodub Entertainment.
Yeah. They showed up deep,
Yeah, they were there, man. You guys were there, Inner City Dwellers. The Homegirl Fallacy was there.
Yep.
The homie Haven AQ, Solid Savage, man, and there's so many people that in this from the hip hop community that are seeing, that showed up and showed their support too, that that I'm forever, appreciated for and grateful for that. Yeah,
dude, I remember the
homegirl May too. I can't forget her. Joe K's Lounge. Shout out to them for helping us.
Yeah,
for the venue and
right, for being like, yo, whatever you guys need, we're here for you.
Yeah, man, that was I still remember that night, man. All the people that showed up, and shout out to Chemo too for headlining and
he showed up, bro. Yeah, that's right. Crazy Race was there.
Crazy,
too.
Crazy Race. Damn, Crazy Race. And actually, I was just with Crazy Race. I think last week. So
I did see that. Yeah, like a couple days ago. Yeah,
he's dropping working on a new album. So I got a couple tracks I'm gonna be featured. So
okay.
But yeah, man, it's crazy, huh? Like when you sit back and you actually think about like, man,
that's the whole purpose of this, man. Because again, like I feel like a lot of artists, I think in the podcast kind of space, right, like gives us that moment to reflect or really to dream up what's next, right? But like I've realized doing this for a while, right, like this being like the music stuff, producing events and all that good stuff, right? Yeah. That shit is so much like this, like on to the next, that I haven't really given myself some time to pause and think about what the heck have I been building and contributing to all this time, and where am I with regard to all that? You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
So like being able to kind of like pump the brakes, hear it from somebody else and their experience, because like I've not only rubbed elbows with you for that long period of time, but like we've break bread, we've had moments, but like it hasn't been moments of like yo, what's up with you, man? Like what's good with you? What's going on in life? And really hearing each other out, And so like I for me, like that's the kind of space that I want to be able to like host, for folks to be able to be like, yo, what's up, man? Like let's sit across the table and like break some bread, figuratively and like like creatively, So like
definitely.
That's the whole thing about like snacks and wraps, and like hopefully like one of the homies that we know that that cook or have restaurants, we'll get them on as sponsors, and like get them to come through and
for real, bro, man,
show some love that way. But it's really like replenishing a space to get us like really to just let that weight down for a little bit, like maybe even just leave it here, and then have folks peek into these kind of conversations, because I feel like these are the behind the scenes kind of thing, where it's like, nah, man, like you're human, I'm human, life happens, like there's a roller coaster, that comes with living and being a creative as well, because we're always trying to like look for that what's next, that creative high of being like, damn, I'm on purpose, I'm doing things, and then when you have like a little bit of a quiet time, you're like, what's going on? What's life? What's the meaning? Like,
feel you, bro.
And then we put that weight on us, of like, fuck, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. Like, why am I having a down moment? And it's, man, life will always come with peaks and valleys, dude. It's like how we choose to move through them and make meaning out of them. I'm realizing now, right, is kind of how I'm able then to walk through all those moments and embrace them, bro. Being like, hey, this is a down moment for me. What else can I learn from here? You know, and encounter and learn from myself too, because I'm gonna encounter a different me on the way up or on the way down, you know? So that's what I'm committed to, figuring out and in encountering who that me is, you know, but it's gonna require that I move, you know, and also make space for these kind of conversations to take place, you know. So I just want to, you know, give you props for that too, because it's true, you know. Sometimes we're so like running gun, and you're like, damn, fuck, 10 years later.
Yeah, man.
It has been 10 years, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's
you know?
like that song, Pink Floyd, No Time.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And one day you find 10 years have got behind. And it's true, bro. It's like, man.
Yeah, man, this will hella bringing Pink Floyd into the mix. That's dope, dude. That's dope. Yeah. That's a sick song too, man.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know, we're here, dude. You know, and I think there's also a lot to celebrate too, in spite of the heaviness. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's also part of what I think this space is also about. You know, because we get to celebrate those accomplishments. You know, and sometimes we don't give ourselves that space too to be like, hey, yo, like, what you wanna chill and give yourself a pat on the back? You know, I was like, no, I haven't done enough. You know, like, nah, man, like. You're doing it, you know, like that's what counts, you know. So I appreciate you for saying that, you know.
Yeah. No doubt. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. And then like shout out to all the homies too, man, that have, you know, always hitting me up and checking up and making sure like everything's good. And you know, like you said, our soundbite sessions, you know, we're there, like we bump music and all that too, but we're there like, you know, sharing each other's energy and like, you know, like and being there showing each other love and all that, man. So it's always been dope, man. Like I think I've known you guys for, man, I think more going like 7-8 years now or something like that, maybe.
Man, something like that, bro.
It's been quite some time, man. But
but
bro. And shout out to the homies too. I forgot to mention American Night Clothing, man. June 9 and OG Profit, man. They've been there, man. Yeah, they've been there and they've always shown support.
Lacing folks with some nice threads.
Yep, exactly, man.
Go check them out, man.
For sure, check them out, bro. Definitely. But yeah, brother. What's up with you though, man? Like I know you're
bro here. This is what's up with me, man. You know, we building podcasts. You know, like taking a different approach to the creative. You know, itch that I always have. You know, still writing music. You know, still doing all that. But I've always had this itch to do like multimedia. You know, like that's kind of like my 9 to 5, and so I'm always figuring out ways to like make them overlap. You know, with like the quote unquote hobbies and shit. You know, but like this is it for me, you know. Just want to like figure out how to, you know, do the whole podcast thing, the podcast with video, hence the whole thing, you know, that we got going on here and all the equipment that I be bringing, lugging around, you know.
Yeah.
But
respect though, bro. Respect, man.
You know, just teaching myself new stuff. You know, like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'd like to challenge that. You know, so. Yeah, dude, it's just been focusing on that, like a little more, being more intentional about focusing on my creativity, you know, what like makes me happy and making that space to grow, to like fumble, you know, and grow and like just keep at it, you know, and then connecting with new folks, you know, like yourself, like Disease, you know, Warlock, and knowing you for quite some time, but realizing like we've done a few things here and there. That shows more, like speaks to more of like the relationship that we have and support that we have as creators. But I think it's also like it's time, you know,
yeah,
like
for real, bro.
You know,
definitely, man, definitely.
Like, yeah, you know. So like I've been in that kind of like mode lately. That's why I've been like knocking on people's doors and shit, and be like, yo. It's time to come out.
Yeah. Now, well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you too. Like you were hitting me up, like, hey, man, let's snack some raps. And I'm like,
dude.
You know, we're finally here, man. Like, you know, like I said too, we gotta, like you said, there's always like you said, we rub elbows and stuff, but we gotta take that next step, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I just want to appreciate you, man. You know, like this is kind of like a space to, you know, give each other our flowers. You know that whole freaking shout out Beardo. I keep thinking of like, you know, don't give me my flowers, you know, like when I'm dead.
Don't support me when I'm dead.
You know, like
don't wait till I'm dead
to support me. Yeah. Do it now.
Shout out to Beardo too, man. He's had me on Black Books and Rhyme Books. And,
bro.
then a shout out, much love too to I know I forgot to mention this, man. Rec One, man, the Unity Project.
Yeah, man.
You know, excuse me. That's kind of how I got my start, man. How I got
One forever, yeah.
How I got my some exposure out there. Excuse me, through Rec One. I still remember when the first day I met him, man.
Talk a little bit about who Rec One is, man, because I don't think folks might know, you know. And if you do, man, you know, big up, shout outs, because you know you're a real one out there.
Yep. Yeah, Rec One, man. Just, so much that he did for the hip hop community, man. And I know he's from Pomona. Shout out to the city of Pomona. Yeah, man. I remember the first time I met Rick was at the observatory in OC, and Mezcalito was opening up for Snow the Product. He was opening up for Snow the Product.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember I was wearing my Mezcalito shirt, and I remember just Rec One just saw me. He's like, you fuck with Mezcalito? I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, what's your name? I'm J-Matik. He's like, you're J-Matik? He's like, hey man, those fucking beats are fucking dope, bro. And you know, and I was just appreciate it. Told him, thank you, man, appreciate that. And we just chopped it up for a minute. We exchanged info, and then after that, man, the rest is history. Hit me up. We was when we started the Unity Project, started doing shows. Yeah, my first ever beat set was through the Unity Project, man. So much love to the Unity Project. You know, bringing people, connecting together, people through hip hop. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think I did countless beat sets with the Unity Project, man. So, and it's good to see that the homie Sinaloa is continuing it, man. Him and homie Paul's One too. Yeah. Shout out to them, to those cats, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out
the struggle, they're grinding. I see their grind, man. Their hustle, and it's I admire that, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Rec One would be proud, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like RIP, you know.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Just a big Dodger fan too, man. Rec One.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember just we would always talk about it, you know, catching a game together, but we never, you know, we were unfortunately not able to do that. But yeah, man, a big Dodger fan as well. And yeah, man, rest in peace. And he was a great father as well, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely a great father above all. Yep.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, brother, what else we got going, man?
Any other like last shout outs, man? Anything? I think, where can folks find you, you know, like before we close out?
Just on Instagram mainly, you know. I don't really have too much other social medias. But I was
about to say, is your MySpace still up?
My MySpace.
Can people still hear your beats from back then?
Probably, man. But my Instagram is at J_Matik_. That's pretty much where I got some of my beats, little, you know, snippets and little clips or whatever. But yeah, man, that's the goal, is to try to put out some content, man, to have something where people could actually go and listen, not just be a fucking Instagram beat maker, Instagram producer or whatever.
You got this, you know, podcast episode now to let folks know that you can actually speak and formulate like full sentences, you know,
right?
Not just like beats and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you though, man. Appreciate it. And, but yeah, man, that's just raising my son too, man, being a dad, and you know, it's kind of where
how has that been, man? You know, I've been seeing you just have like the best time of your life, you know.
Oh man, it's
like just seeing you raise your son that way too.
Yeah, it's a blessing for sure, man. Oh man, that little dude is something else, man. He's a pretty special kid, and it's just cool, man. Just you know, being somebody's I guess like role model, or being like somebody's, you know, it's cool, man. Like you know, my father and I like never really had the best relationship, but you know, he always taught me like just to be there like for your kids when they're young, and that's, you know, and yeah, man, it's dope seeing him grow, man, and he's into music too, man. He has rhythm. He likes jamming out, man, and he likes rock. He loves rock. He likes Nirvana, man, like I did when I was like around his age, man. It's crazy, bro. Like he loves the Foo Fighters. I actually took him my first concert too, man, was with him. We went up to Fresno, man. We saw the Foo Fighters, and that was the first show. It was dope, man. A very dope experience. But But yeah, man, I'm also coaching his little baseball team. You know,
Nice.
so that's pretty cool, man. A lot of
Coach J-Matik.
yeah, that's where a lot of what I've been doing too on the side. You know,
Hey man, you've been busy. You've been a father, dude. That's what's up,
and that's actually helped me. Like, you know, ever since like when I lost my dad, that was another way for me to help me cope. You know, was spending time with these kids and teaching them and being there for them. You know, like being a role model and shit. You know, like,
yeah, dude.
But yeah, bro, it's cool, man. Being a dad and, you know, watching them grow and hopefully teach them to be raise them to be a good and respectful man. You know, so
you are totally doing that. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
You know, yeah.
But that's pretty much, yeah, man. It's doing that, and like I said, man, I want to try to fucking finally get the ball rolling on this music thing, man. And like one thing about me too, I'm kind of like I've always been like a kind of like shy person, you know, like kind of like. And I don't know, I think it's kind of ironic, like the thing like that I want to do music, you know, which requires.
Hang on. It happened.
What up, Jay?
Yo, what up, Disease? Disease 84 in the building. Fucking beast on the beats.
And in the streets.
Yeah, man. I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, like saying just like I've always been kind of like a shy person, man. Like kind of like, you know, like in my shell, and like I was saying, like I find it pretty ironic how, like, you know, I want to do music, you know, and that's what I want to do in my life, and that requires you to kind of be social and socialize with people and be out there, and like I'm kind of like anti-social, and shit, you know? So it's like, but I guess that's, you know, like that also comes with, you know, helping you take that next step forward and growing and evolving, you know. So
it's calling you to be the person you kind of like need to become, you know, in that space, you know, so that you reap the benefit of all of what it's gonna, you know, give you and stuff. So that's good you see it that way, man. You know, like, you know, and again, I just want to appreciate you, you know, taking the invitation and being like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it, you know, let's make it happen.
Yeah,
you know? So because I was gonna continue knocking either way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, brother. And I also didn't want to just say, I just didn't want to be like, oh yeah, let's do it just to get it out the way. You know, I wanted it like to, like, you know, I don't to feel right, I guess, in a way, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro, like we're just here, we're chopping it up, man. It's dope, man. I thought I was gonna be like all nervous and shit, and all, but it's cool, man. And like I appreciate you having me, man. It's an honor, and like I said, man, thank you again, like, for what you did, helping me with the offering, that show, man. That's just
bro, it's all of us, man. It was all of us.
Yeah, that's
just letting you know you got a real support team behind you.
Yeah,
you know?
sure,
like,
man.
You ain't got to carry that, you know, weight on your own. And you know, we've all felt the weight of loss before, right? And maybe, you know, loved ones too, right? So
yeah,
we can empathize with that. And shit, man, you, like I said, you're not just a, you know, fellow musician. You're the homie, you know. And so I got to be there for the homie.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I know we met each other as artists, you know, but I feel like we've become more like family, you know, all of us, the Vicious Circle, and I got a lot of love for you guys, man. So I appreciate you guys, man. For sure, man. And yeah, man, it's finally, hopefully I could get the ball rolling, man, and making some music, make some.
You got the ball rolling, bro.
Let's start creating, man. I know it's been like a lot of talk, but it's time to fucking do it, bro, and just see what comes out of it. You know, it's nothing. So I can how's the saying go? Like, in your comfort zone, nothing
grows in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true, man. This is what it's all about, man.
Yep.
You know, like every effort we're doing from here on forward, it's about that. You know, taking baby steps outside of that. You know,
definitely.
So,
but yeah, man, I just want to say thank you. Shout out to Snacks and Raps. Shout out to the homie RHIPS. Thank you for having me, man. It was an honor. Appreciate it, brother. Much love to everybody out there, the hip hop community, you know, doing their thing. You know, just keep grinding, man, and just hip hop is the hip hop scene is alive and well, man. There's a lot of good music out there, a lot of artists, you know, a lot of people that I see out there, you know.
Bro, you got a show coming up. What the fuck? Let's plug that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to
this fool over here. I just remember when you're like, shows. I was like, wait a minute.
Shout out to the homie Pump Gato too, man. Another dude.
Shout out to Pump. I'm trying to get his ass on here too.
Yeah, the homie Pump. He's got a little slang hip hop LA, a little collective. I think he's got bringing out some music. So our next show is I'm not too sure. I know it's in April, bro. I think April of, let me see.
I think it's towards the end of April. want to say, for some reason, I want to say the 29th.
Okay, let me see.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, something like that.
April 2nd. Yeah, April 2nd.
Damn. Oh, if you listen to me, you're going to miss the show.
Yeah, Saturday, April 2nd, man. Slang Hip Hop LA. April 2nd, 9 p.m., 1st Street, 2325 East 1st Street, Los Angeles, California. Come through, man. Say what's up. Free admission, no charge, come out,
man.
Enjoy some vibes, enjoy some hip hop, some beats, some MCs in the mix,
That's right. Let's build, man. Come back out.
For sure, yeah. And it feels good, man. It feels good. A shout out to her homegirl, DJ Essa.
Yeah.
She just had her
show yesterday.
a show. And she's doing her thing too, man.
Yeah.
I see her. She had a show last month, a tribute show to Jay Dilla. Dilla Says Go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was my first show that I did in quite probably
2 years,
2 years or something like that. Yeah, man.
Plus.
So shout out to her and DJ Survive. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of that. Shout out to the homie Disease, who was also on the bill, man. We're rocking sets.
Yeah.
Shout out Ascend Beats. Yeah, we're rocking I had going back and forth, man. Killing the beats, dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was next show, Slang Hip Hop, and hopefully looking forward to the next one after that, man. Just keep it going, and hope to meet new artists along the way as well, and looking forward to finally trying to make some tracks, man, make some noise and put it out there, brother.
Get it, man. Let's get it, all of us, man. I think it's that time, So it's the training wheel. Let the training wheels come off.
Right? Oh yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Like if you fall, but get your ass up and keep rolling.
Yes, sir. But thank you again, brother. It was a really dope being here, man. Appreciate it. And much love, man. Shout out to everybody in South Central too, man.
That's right. So, man, no, it's my pleasure, man. Thank you for accepting the invite. And this won't be the last time, but we'll build, like you said, and tune in, man. Keep in touch with J-Matik there. Make sure you follow him on the gram. You already know. We'll leave the handle on the description and all that good stuff, man. But let's sign off there. Let me sign us off real quick, and then we'll call it, bro. But like I said, thank you, man.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you,
man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. That was it.
Peace.
Right there. All right, y'all, man. Thank you so much. That's another episode of Snacks and Raps. I'm your host, RHIPS, and keep tuning in, man. These things are only going to continue going, man. We're on the road to 300. That's a challenge that the homie Jimmy Canas, a.k.a. Jimmy Two-Step, or a.k.a. Jimmy Dos Pasos, presented, and I was like, oh, yeah, challenge accepted. So we're on the road to 300, man. So continue to follow us and subscribe if you haven't. And follow the Instagram as well, Snacks and Raps, catch you on one of those accounts or catch you on the internet somewhere or live in person. But make sure that, you support all the guests that come through and, give of themselves here, through the interviews, the stories. That's what it's all about. So make sure to follow them, make sure to keep up with them as well. And, we've all been heavily impacted by the pandemic. So let's make sure to continue supporting each other in terms of that safety net that we are for each other, right? Because it's easier when we're pulling the weight together, So be on the lookout, for all those great shows that folks are promoting. And again, I'm your host, your humble host here with Snacks and Raps. And and look out for Hip Hop Gives, man. We're coming back this year too. So look out for that, man. And then shout outs to all of you, man. Y'all know who you are. So peace out, man. Thank you so much. We are out of here.